what I've been doing. This is called the drop shot, and probably one of my favorite techniques for catching smallmouth in the fall. In the springtime, it works. It'll work year-round, pretty much. There's certain techniques for bass, and then there's certain techniques for smallmouth. This, what I'm going over today, is a smallmouth specific. It's not. You can catch largies doing it with this bait as well, but I'm going to go over what I'm doing for smallmouth. So, starting off, I like to throw like a robo worm. This is Margarita Mutilator 2. I don't know if you can see that. So I throw that. That's the bait I've been using. And then gone through several different weights. You got cylinder weights, and then you've got teardrop weights, and I've even gone through some walleye weights as well. Right now I'm throwing a 3/8 ounce teardrop shaped weight. And then what I got for hooks, I've went through lots of hooks too. I've went through Mustad. I went through let's see, a couple other ones, but one of my favorites is the Owner mosquito hook in size 2. I went size 1, and I don't feel like it pegs those fish as good. You know, you've got a light rod, and it's not pinning those fish as well. So the knot you're gonna tie, and you can look these up as well on YouTube for a drop shot rig. So I take my hook, and I'm using 8-pound fluorocarbon. I'm pretty sold on the fluorocarbon deal. I use, right now I've got, because I ran out of the other stuff, I'm using P-line fluorocarbon 8-pound test, but my favorite is let's see, Sniper. So I'll do 10-pound as well. Just kind of depends on what structure I'm fishing, and then how scarce the fish. But if you get the Sniper 7, that's like the perfect size. I love that stuff a lot. So I take my hook, and I've got my leader. I go 10-pound braid to 8-pound, 9 or 7, 8-pound fluorocarbon. You're gonna go down through the hook like so, and then you're gonna go back through. So you're gonna take that hook, and I'll rest it there, and I go back through the hook like so. Depending on the size of your eyelet will dictate. I'm running a really long leader right now. So you got your loop here, so it looks like that. Your tag ends up here, and I run that tag end pretty far out there, and then I take and you fold it over like so and loop it around one time. That's what I've been doing, and I'm only doing one time, and I'll show you why. So I loop it around, and then you're gonna go have that hook eye go through that loop, and you're gonna pull it out like this. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll take that knot, and I'll get all the little loops real even. One of the things you want to make sure is this loop right here likes to fold up like that, and it'll fold around, and your knot won't get tight. Wet it, always wet it, because whenever you snug these up, it creates heat, and it'll make your line brittle. So I'll snug that up real good, and then you take your tag end like this, and have your hook facing up like this, and go back through that eyelet. This, if I can get it. And then what you're gonna do, see how that hook's kind of sitting flat like that? I take and I pull, and what that does when you do that, it makes that sit, your hook eyelet, or your hook sit perfectly horizontal like this. So that's what you want. You want that to sit real horizontal. And then I take my 3/8 ounce weight size. I base on depth, wind, or any other factors that you have. So if you're doing a lot of weeds, you're gonna go down to like quarter. And that works pretty good. So then I take, and there's lots of different hooks you can use for different situations. The more weeds you have, I like to use like a VMC flipping hook, believe it or not, in a size 1. And I'll show you if anybody out there is interested in a part 2 to this. I'll show you how I do that. So they've got a little eyelet deal so you can snug them, but I don't think it holds that hook as good, or that weight is good. So what I'll do is I'll loop it like this, and then just like the beginning of a tennis shoe. I don't know what the name of the knots are, I'll be honest with you, I just learned them. So I'll do it once, and then I'll do it twice. Same little loop deal. Do that twice, like so. And then I'll take and I'll cut the tag end off. My dentist's gonna hate me. He already does. So that's what it looks like when you're all done. Okay. Again, I try to get that hook as vertical as possible, so pulling on that knot so it sits as vertical, or I guess it would be as close to a 90 as you're going to be able to get, you know. So you pull a little bit more, you get that as close to a 90 as you can get. Then I take my worm, I put it on here, and every person has their own favorite worm too. I mean, this is just a good starter worm. It works really good. You wouldn't think purple would be a real good color, but they like purple. Smallmouth are weird. So that's the rig. And then what I've thrown it on is an Alpha Angler DSR rod. This is one of my all-time favorite rods. I would hate to lose this thing. Jake Boomer makes these. Great company, great warranty. I've smashed them in the rod box before, and I call him up. I'm like, dude, I broke my rod, smashed it. He's like, here, send it off, and they get it right back to you. I'm running a Sedona Shimano 3000. That manages your line. So what you want is an ultra smooth drag, because these smallmouth make a really, really hard runs a lot of times, and you don't want that drag sticking at all. If it sticks at all, and those smallmouth do their typical, they get horizontal with the line, so they'll be running with the line, it'll snap you off just like that. And we fish a lot in door shack and stuff, and when you hook them, and I've hooked them on these, I've hooked an 831, and they make really hard runs. And when you've got 8-pound test and an 8-pound smallmouth running away from you, if that drag sticks at all, it'll break you off. I also like it because it's got this bigger handle on it, so you can really get your torque that you need. So that's pretty much the rig. Hope you guys enjoy. Catch you later.